The weight of honor. In the quiet suburbs of a small town in Georgia, nestled between pine groves and winding country roads, lived Master Sergeant Elijah Eli Ward, a decorated black veteran of the U.S. Army. Eli had returned home after serving nearly 2 decades overseas, including 4 tours in Iraq and Afghanistan. His body bore the scars of war, but his spirit remained unbroken. He lived a humble life with his wife, Angela, and their 13-year-old daughter, Amara. Their new home, purchased with Eli's veteran benefits, sat on the edge of a mostly white neighborhood. The residents weren't overtly hostile, but there were subtle signs: the hesitant greetings, the sideways glances, the way silence followed when the Wards walked into the local diner. Eli, used to more dangerous threats, shrugged it off. He had stared down insurgents in Fallujah, what were a few icy stares. But the tension escalated one late summer evening. Angela had taken Amara to a nearby park. As they were walking back home, a group of teenage boys in pickup trucks surrounded them, hurling racial slurs and threats. One of them threw a soda can that hit Angela's shoulder. Amara screamed. The incident could have ended there, but one of the boys had followed them, still yelling, until Eli stepped outside. He wore no uniform, just jeans, a weathered hoodie, and sandals. But when he stepped off his porch and locked eyes with the teenager, something primal and commanding emanated from him. "You're done," Eli said calmly. The boy froze. "What?" "You threatening me." Eli didn't raise his voice. He didn't even move. He just stared at the boy with the intensity of a man who'd seen too much to be intimidated. "I've buried friends who died protecting cowards like you," Eli said. Now go. The teen backed away. But he returned later that night with 2 of his friends. This time, they came with paint cans. They spray-painted GOB-CATOAFRICA on Eli's garage, and left a noose hanging from the mailbox. Eli didn't call the police. Instead, he went to the local high school the next day. With Amara holding his hand, he walked into the principal's office and calmly explained what had happened. When the boys were identified, the school decided on a restorative justice approach, partly because of Eli's request. At the community center, a week later, the boys were required to face Eli and his family in a mediated setting. They walked in cocky, smirking until they saw what Eli had brought. He laid out his army memorabilia on the table between them: his Bronze Star, Purple Heart, Combat Infantryman badge, and photographs of him saving wounded soldiers under fire. Then he opened a small box. Inside was the Medal of Honor. The room went silent. Eli spoke slowly. "This isn't just a medal. It's a weight. I wear it for the men who didn't come back, for the enemies I had to kill, for the nights I cried alone in my bunk, wondering if my daughter would ever see her daddy again." The boys were no longer smirking. One began to cry. The biggest of them, a boy named Travis, asked quietly, "Why didn't you just call the cops on us?" Eli looked him in the eyes. "Because I wanted you to see the man you judged without knowing. I wanted you to feel the shame, not just the punishment. I've defended this country for kids like you. Now it's your turn to decide what kind of men you'll become." The town changed after that. Travis apologized in front of the whole school. The boys helped repaint Eli's garage. And months later, during a Veterans Day assembly, Eli was invited to speak. When he walked onto the stage in his uniform, flanked by Amara and Angela, the entire auditorium stood. Even the boys who once hated him stood first and cried again. "END.